The story begins in the beautiful coastal city of Cartagena, Colombia, where we meet a man named Leo. Once a talented boxer, Leo has now lost his way. His days are consumed by alcohol, and he drifts through life without any real purpose. One day, he receives an unexpected opportunity. A nurse named Lucia calls him to a large mansion where a wealthy French woman named Amalie is looking for a new caregiver. The moment Leo arrives, Amalie makes one thing clear: the job won't be easy. She asks if he has ever cared for children or sick people before. Instead of making up excuses, Leo admits the truth. He has absolutely no experience. Even so, he desperately needs the job. Something about his honesty catches Amalie's attention. Although she's unsure, she decides to give him a chance. Leo starts working immediately, but his old habits follow him everywhere. Whenever nobody is looking, he secretly sneaks away to drink. Amalie, meanwhile, is completely dependent on others. She cannot move her arms or legs, and every simple task requires someone's help. Still, she refuses to give up her dignity. Rather than asking Leo to turn the pages of her book, she asks him only to place it in front of her. Then, using a small stick held between her teeth, she carefully turns each page herself. After he leaves, Lucia can't hide her surprise. For years, Amalie has hired only female caregivers. In fact, nearly 40 nurses have come and gone before Leo. Lucia believes a man should never have to witness a woman in such a vulnerable condition. But Leo needs this job more than anyone realizes. The next morning, at exactly 3 o'clock, Lucia wakes him up. There is something important he still has to learn. She explains that caring for Amalie also means changing her diapers. Leo freezes. He never imagined the job would involve something so personal. Amalie pretends to be asleep the entire time. The embarrassment is unbearable. Knowing that a strange man now has to help her with such intimate tasks completely crushes her pride. Once Lucia finishes explaining everything, she asks Leo if he can handle the responsibility by himself. After a brief hesitation, he quietly nods. But the very next morning, loud screams echo throughout the entire house. Leo has made a huge mistake. After secretly drinking the night before, he falls asleep and forgets all of his responsibilities. Amalie has been left waiting. She still hasn't brushed her teeth, eaten breakfast, or gotten dressed. Everything she needs depends on someone else, and that someone failed her. After Leo finally finishes helping her, he spends the rest of the morning cleaning the house. That evening, Lucia asks Leo if everything went smoothly during the day. Embarrassed by his mistake, Leo simply nods without saying a word. While hanging laundry together, his curiosity gets the better of him. He asks Lucia what happened to Amalie. Lucia takes a deep breath before revealing the heartbreaking truth. 3 years earlier, Amalie had traveled from France to Colombia to meet the man she loved. But before she could reach him, tragedy struck. A terrible accident left her in a coma. When she finally woke up, her entire world had changed. She was completely paralyzed. She could no longer move her arms or her legs. Unable to bear the thought of her family seeing her this way, Amalie made a painful decision. She would never return to France. Even worse, after the accident, her fiancé slowly disappeared from her life. That night, Leo walks into a bar hoping alcohol will help him forget everything. But for the first time, even drinking can't silence the emptiness inside him. The next morning, he returns to work as if nothing happened. Lucia is genuinely relieved to see him. Most caregivers quit after only a few days. Compared to them, Leo has already lasted much longer. She gives him some money along with a shopping list and asks him to buy groceries for the house. While walking through the busy market, a girl suddenly tries to steal his cash. Leo catches her but decides to let her go and disappears into the crowd. After returning home with the groceries, he hears laughter coming from Amalie's room. Her physical therapist is helping her exercise while encouraging her not to give up. For the first time, Leo sees Amalie smiling. That evening, he prepares fish for dinner. The moment Amalie sees it, she becomes nervous. Because she cannot move properly, even a tiny fish bone could become life-threatening. Leo calmly assures her that he removed every single bone himself. Still uncertain, she allows him to feed her. After taking a few careful bites, her expression slowly changes. The fish is perfectly clean. Not a single bone remains. For the first time, she begins to trust him just a little more. Later that night, Lucia tells Leo more about the woman he's caring for. Amalie was once fearless. She loved traveling, meeting people, and living life to the fullest. Now she rarely leaves the house, and she refuses to sit in a wheelchair outside because she can't bear the thought of strangers seeing what she has become. She isn't afraid of people. She's afraid they'll remember the woman she used to be. When the day finally ends, Leo returns to his tiny apartment. The loneliness quickly catches up with him. He reaches for another bottle and drinks until morning. The next day, his hangover is so severe that he skips work completely. When he finally returns, he lies to Amali, claiming he had a fever. She isn't fooled for a second. She knows exactly what happened. Looking him straight in the eyes, she gives him a serious warning. If this ever happens again, you're fired. Leo says nothing. For the first time in a long while, he realizes he has something worth losing. Not long after, Lucia hands him an envelope. Inside is his very first paycheck. It isn't a fortune, but after spending so long without direction, earning honest money gives him a feeling he hasn't experienced in years. The following day, while spending time together, Amali mentions how much she loves reading. She asks him to grab a book from the shelf and read it aloud. As soon as he starts reading, it becomes obvious that he struggles with even simple passages. Instead of making fun of him, Amali quietly decides to help. From that day forward, Leo reads to her every day. Little by little, both his reading and his confidence begin to improve. Outside of work, Leo also starts returning to the boxing gym regularly. One afternoon, his old coach announces that a major championship is coming up. Winning it could change everything for the gym. The coach believes they have a real chance, but only if Leo agrees to train one of the fighters. There are two candidates. One of them is a young woman named Lena. The moment Leo sees her, he immediately recognizes her. She's the same girl who tried to steal his money at the market. To test her abilities, Leo steps into the ring with her. Despite being out of shape, he easily defeats her. She has potential, but she lacks discipline. Back at the mansion, Lucia tells Amali that Leo still makes mistakes that are difficult to forgive. Even so, Amali refuses to fire him. Despite his flaws, he always returns. He quietly takes care of her without complaining. And somehow, her days have become brighter since he arrived. One afternoon, Amali asks Leo what he does after leaving work. After hesitating for a moment, he simply smiles. "I'm an athlete." That evening, he sits alone on the beach, smoking a cigarette while staring out at the ocean. He has no idea where his life is headed. But for the first time, he's beginning to believe it can still change. The next morning, he invites Amali to go to a cafe. Before he can even finish speaking, she immediately refuses. She hasn't left the house in years. The thought of strangers seeing her in a wheelchair terrifies her. But Leo refuses to give up. Patiently, he keeps encouraging her until she finally agrees. Together, they head to a rooftop cafe overlooking the beach. For Amali, it feels like stepping back into the world after years of hiding. Before they leave, Leo surprises her with a small gift. He asks her to close her eyes. Then he places a bottle beneath her nose and asks her to guess the scent. Amali smiles like a child. For the first time in years, she's simply enjoying the moment. As they head home, she quietly thanks him for giving her one of the happiest days she's had since the accident. A few days later, Leo meets his coach again. This time, he agrees to train Lena, but he has one condition. If she wins the championship, he wants $5,000. The coach accepts without hesitation. Later that evening, he searches for Lena. Another boxer tells him she hasn't been to the gym for days and doesn't even have a proper place to live. The news shocks Leo. However, Leo's relationship with Amali continues to grow. Every day, he reads books to her. Every day, he takes her outside. During one of their walks, Leo suddenly spots Lena walking beside an older man. After watching them for a moment, he realizes the painful truth. To survive, she's selling her body. The next day, Leo finally confronts her. He asks why she abandoned boxing. Lena laughs bitterly. Boxing has never earned her enough money to survive. But Leo makes her an offer. If you train with me, your life can change. He tells her about the deal with his coach. If she wins, they'll split the prize money. For someone who has nothing, it's an opportunity she can't ignore. Lena finally agrees. While Leo spends more time helping Lena rebuild her future, Amali begins noticing his absence. She slowly loses her appetite. Without realizing why, she finds herself constantly waiting for him. One night, after leaving a bar, Lena accidentally gets into a fight with another woman. She and Leo escape before things get worse. But as Lena stops at a nearby restroom, a car suddenly pulls up beside them. Several men jump out. They're looking for Lena. Without warning, they attack Leo. The men beat him mercilessly. while demanding to know where Lena is. Just when things seem hopeless, Lena appears holding a gun. The attackers panic and run away. His injuries are so serious that he knows he won't be able to work the next morning. Before falling asleep, he asks Lena for one favor. Please go to Amali's house and tell them I can't come tomorrow. The next morning, she tells Lucia that Leo won't be coming to work today because he's feeling unwell. To avoid raising suspicion, she introduces herself as Leo's neighbor. Lucia immediately senses that something isn't right. After Lena leaves, she lies to Amali, saying that a man had stopped by to explain Leo's absence. But Amali isn't convinced. She fears he has left her for good. Trying to distract herself, she buries her attention in books. But no matter how hard she tries, she can't stop thinking about him. Without realizing it, Leo has become one of the most important people in her life. Meanwhile, Leo is recovering at Lena's place. Several days pass before he's finally able to return. During his absence, Amali interviews several new caregivers. None of them feel right. No matter how qualified they are, they simply can't replace Leo. Then one afternoon, he finally walks through the front door. His face is covered in bruises. The moment Amali sees him, every emotion she's been holding inside explodes. Instead of welcoming him back, she points toward the door. "You're fired." Leo doesn't argue. He doesn't make excuses. Without saying a single word, he quietly turns around and leaves. That night, he sits alone with a bottle of alcohol in his hand. For a long moment, he stares at it. Then, instead of drinking, he hands the bottle to a homeless man nearby. For the first time, he chooses not to run away from his problems. Soon afterward, Lena asks if she can stay with him for a while. Leo agrees. As the championship draws closer, he throws himself into training her. Every day, they practice harder than the last. Meanwhile, Amali falls deeper into loneliness. She cries almost every day, unable to accept that Leo is gone. Back at the gym, Lena and Leo spend more time together. They train, laugh, and slowly become close friends. Lena had secretly dreamed of marrying him one day and starting a new life together in Europe. But Leo's heart is somewhere else. The following morning, Amali wakes up to a shocking sight. Leo is asleep beside her bed. Even Lucia is stunned when she walks into the room. No one wakes him. When Leo finally opens his eyes, he's just as confused as everyone else. Exhausted after working nonstop and trying to rebuild his life, he had accidentally fallen asleep there. Gathering his courage, Leo asks Amali for one more chance. He promises her that he's done drinking, that he'll never disappear again. As she listens, tears begin rolling down her face. She admits that losing him hurt far more than she expected, but she's afraid of going through that pain again. After a long silence, she forgives him. Outside the room, Lucia pulls him aside. Her voice is calm but firm. "If you hurt Amali again, there will be consequences." This time, Leo takes those words seriously. From then on, he devotes himself completely to caring for Amali. He takes her outside, spends time with her in nature, and helps her rediscover the joy she thought she'd lost forever. At the same time, he continues preparing Lena for the biggest fight of her life. Finally, the day of the championship arrives. Before Leo leaves, Amali asks Lucia to buy him a gift, a bright yellow shirt. The color reminds her of sunflowers, a symbol of warmth, hope, and happiness. The arena is packed. Both coaches watch nervously from ringside as Lena steps into the ring. After an intense fight, Lena is declared the winner. Leo wins the $5,000 bet. His coach happily hands him the money. But without thinking twice, Leo gives every dollar to Lena. She earned it. She deserves a fresh start. Not long afterward, Leo borrows a friend's car and takes Amali on a long drive along the coast. As they travel farther from the city, Amali quietly smiles. For the first time since her accident, she feels alive again. Eventually, they arrive at the beach. Together, they enter the water. Even though Amali can't move on her own, Leo gently supports her, and two people who found hope in each other when they needed it most. Together, they prove that no matter how broken life may seem, kindness, trust, and second chances can change everything.